Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that Haruki is probably the gayest person around. Seriously, there is no way that Haruki is straight. Like, even though he has a route, like, despite the fact that he has a route, there is no way that that man is straight. Like, just a whole ass. Hiya. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Why the fuck am I on page 7? I walk away to a nearby bench, dropping my bag on top of it and grabbing a few things from inside. My racket, first of all, I feel like I'm clutching it so hard I might end up breaking it from how annoyed I am right now. I perform a few warm-up exercises, nothing too strenuous so I don't end up tiring myself out before the match. Just making sure my body is limber and prepared for it before we begin. Don't need to risk injuring myself. A few minutes later, Sai and I both get to the court, walking up to the net opposite of each other. Should we toss a coin to decide who goes first? Sure, let's go with that. You can call. Okay, here goes. I call tails. She quickly walks up to her bag, grabbing a coin and tossing it in the air. I watch it spin multiple times before falling on her hand, with Sai-chan closing her hand around it immediately. Let's see. She slowly opens her hand, peeking inside with near childlike curiosity. What stares back at us is the head side of the 100 yen coin. Aww, bummer. Guess I'll be serving first. Yeah, that's fine by me. Don't have to look so pleased with yourself when you just lost the coin toss. What are you being all happy about? We take our positions, preparing ourselves to start. I hold the ball tightly in my hand, bouncing a few times on the ground. When I look forward, Saya is already prepared for my serve. Hunched forward, her knees slightly bent and ready to spring into action at any moment. I toss the ball, leaning back and raising my racket, making sure to engage all the muscles on my lower back so I can move with as much explosive power as possible. As soon as I hit the ball squarely with the center of my racket, I already know it's going to be a great serve. The ball flies towards Sai's side of the court with great speed and power, aimed right at the edge of the paint for a white flat serve. Ah! However, in true Sai fashion, she reacts instantly to it. The serve that makes most players in my category stand there watching in shock for the first few times is received the bunny girl standing across from me on the court. Fuck, I need to, figure out how to speak English. Sure, her return was weak and imprecise, but she still got to it on her first try. For some reason, that pisses me off way more than it usually should. I dash forward, preparing to intercept the ball that is now coming up short of the baseline. We are going to have our ass handed to us by Saya. When I reach the center of the court, I plant my feet firmly on the ground, hitting the ball as hard as I can to open space on the other side of the court. Or at least it should have been the case. By the time I looked up and prepared myself to hit the ball, Saya-chan had already managed to recover and was dashing back into position at the center of the baseline. Without missing a beat, she runs to the spot I aimed at. Gah! Although she barely managed to hit the ball, she lobs it high towards the backside of my court. I can tell at a glance that I won't be able to reach it even if I jump. I'll need to run back to get the ball. While it's not a particularly difficult position for me to reach, nor is there any risk of this ball scoring her the point, it's enough to make frustration surge inside of me. Damn it! I run back to intercept the ball, cursing under my breath over how she's already managed to completely nullify the advantage I had for my serve. Because of the extra time it'll take for the ball to come down from being so high up in the air, Saya-chan has more than enough time to reposition herself and recover. I should have already expected this. I knew this sort of thing was bound to happen. Despite her aggressive personality most of the time, the more serious she is, the less offensive she becomes. It's something that rarely comes up since very few players can force Saya-chan into being serious in her category. Against weaker players, because of the huge difference in skill level, there never comes a point where Saya-chan struggles to score a point. Because of that, her real playstyle isn't seen all that often, but in reality, Saya-chan is a defensive player. She might be incredibly strong for a girl, but her strength still isn't on par with mine. Her strokes are stronger, I am faster. I should have every single advantage granted to me due to my better physique. Despite having all that strength, she doesn't rely on it. Instead, she plays a very slow game where she returns balls to the worst possible spot constantly, always making me run from one side of the court to the other. A very orthodox style of defensive ground strokes. It's such a waste for someone like you who's been gifted with strength that stands out so much in your category. So why? Ha! Why? Gah! Why am I getting so frustrated? I'm stronger, I'm faster, my technique is just as good as yours. The only thing you should have over me is that demonic stamina of yours that loses to no one. It's why you can even play such an exhausting style of tennis in the first place. You can afford to take as long as you want since your opponent will always tire out before you. But that shouldn't be an issue. It's my serve, I have the advantage. I was totally in a great position as soon as we started the point. Your posture crumbled twice in a row before that lob let you recover. I should have the clear advantage here, so why? Why was I already expecting this? I was supposed to have the advantage. I know I have the advantage. So why am I not surprised that we ended up in this position? Why was I so sure that you'd manage to hang in there from the get-go? Hiya. I hate this. I hate the style that keeps relentlessly returning the ball to me no matter how hard I hit it or how well I aim it. Stop it. Bye. Bye. Stop it. Just stop it. I can't stand it. I hate this feeling. Like I'm just hitting a ball against a wall over and over again. Stop sending it back here. Just stop it already. Out. 15 love. I got so frustrated that I hit the ball way harder than I should have. I didn't control my stroke at all, and the ball ended up flying right into the back wall. Don't look at me like that. Get back to your position. I'm just going to pull up the Purity boys. I'm just going to pull them up just so we can at least have some purity. Just so we can have at least a minute sense of calm in this batshit insane match. And I don't know what that sound is. Sai nods, quietly doing as she is told without a single word. Why am I getting so angry all of a sudden? No, I was already angry. Fuck. Uwu speak. Fucking Uwu speak. Fuck. Like, instead of angry, just angry. No, I was already angry when we first started. This isn't fair. If they hadn't angered me so much before we started the match, I wouldn't have lost my temper. I take a few deep breaths, taking full advantage of the time I have before serving to stabilize myself. Once I calm down a bit, things progress much better. Saya, she still clings stubbornly to each and every ball. Scoring is a chore. It takes so long to get through every rally, way more than it should. Game, Mizuguchi, count, 1-1. Just holding onto my surface is already exhausting, and yet Saya-chan holds onto hers like it was nothing. Why? You and I have been together all this time. We've trained together for years. We've watched each other grow. I know you better than anyone else, so why do I feel like there's such a difference between us? Game, Mizuguchi, count, 4-2. You and I were supposed to be equals, weren't we? That's what we always told each other. So why was it that deep inside I was so afraid of playing against you? Why is it that I seem to be getting pushed further and further back by you? Game, Mizuguchi, count, 5-2. What do you have that I don't? A few minutes later, game, set, and match won by Mizuguchi, count, 6-2. I take quick, shallow breaths, struggling to even stay on my feet. On the other side of the court, Saya is also panting, though nowhere near as much as I am. At some point, the courts became incredibly silent. Most eyes fell on the two of us, watching Sai and I play with great interest, watching me be demolished by her. As soon as the match ended, I walked off to the nearby bench in a daze, my eyes focused nowhere in particular. Yuichi-kun, Mizuguchi-senpai, please play against me as well. But your match against Michimiya-senpai, It was very informative. I feel like I might figure something out if I play against you right now. But it's alright, Sayaton. Leave this to me. I am vaguely aware of Coach's presence walking up and standing right next to me. He stands idly for a few seconds, probably staring down at me. I can't really see anything other than his feet since I've covered my head with a towel. Could you tell? Just the stare, just... Tell what? What kind of player Sayaton is? I've always known what kind of player she is. Really? And what is that? She's a defensive baseliner. Her stamina is way off the charts. Her ground strokes are very precise. Her reflexes are... No, that's not what I'm asking. Then what do you want from me? I throw my hands up in the air, snapping at him much more aggressively than I intended to, looking up at the crocodile in an attempt to glare right back at him. But instead of a glare, I see him looking down at me with a gentle smile. His brows slightly furrowed. Yuichi-kun, you've begun to notice it. I know you have. Notice what? What kind of player Sayaton is? I already answered that! You didn't answer right. Then what the hell kind of answer do you want from me? Just tell me so we can be done with this crap! Yuichi-kun, when you were playing against Sayaton, how did you feel? How did I feel? I felt annoyed. Having to suffer through those endless rallies was exhausting. Do you have any idea how frustrating it is to feel like you're hitting a ball at a wall? And how did you think Sayaton was feeling? How the hell should I know? She was probably having a great laugh at me given how much she was smiling during the entire match. She probably found it hilarious how I was struggling so much for no reason. Do you really think Sayaton is the kind of person to think that? Who cares? The whole thing was pointless anyway. Why? I'm starting to get really frustrated with this guy. What's with all these fucking questions? Don't you annoy me enough for one day? Aren't I feeling miserable enough already? What the hell more do you want from me? Why was it pointless, Yuichi-kun? Stop repeating yourself! I heard it the first time! Because! What's the fucking point in playing a game you know you can't win? Huh? What did I just say now? Huh? I didn't think I could win? No, I didn't. From the start, I didn't. I was scared of playing against her. But why? Why couldn't I win again? You tell me. What's the difference between you and Sayaton? She's much better than I am. Do you really believe that? What do you mean, do I believe that? We both saw it's true. Do you really believe the reason she beat you is because she is better than you? What other reason could there be? Yuichi-kun, what do you think was the difference between how you were feeling during the match and how Sayaton was feeling? How was she feeling? How am I supposed to know? I'm not a mind reader. From the look on her face, she was probably enjoying herself. But, wait. Why was she enjoying herself? Must have been because she was winning, right? But even though the difference in score was that huge, it's not like I was helpless. Every single point was close. In fact, I came very close to scoring many of them. I just couldn't. But why couldn't I? What does that have to do with anything? Saya-chan, was she enjoying herself because she felt like she was being challenged? Yeah, that was probably it. Saya-chan doesn't have a lot of competition left in Japan. She's already been reigning over the female league for the past 3 years with no close contenders. But the difference between us wasn't that huge to begin with, was it? Our match was really close, yet the points total doesn't reflect that. Wait. Wasn't I being challenged as well? Wait. Why wasn't I enjoying myself? I'm sure I should have been. The difference between me and Saya-chan, is it that I wasn't enjoying myself? That can't have been it. Why wasn't I enjoying myself? Could that be it? A challenge? Challenges are fun because they make you work your hardest and think seriously about how to surpass them. How to surpass Saya-chan? Wait, did I even think about all that? But I wasn't thinking from the start that I couldn't win. If that's the case, did I think for even a second about how I could manage to win? That can't be right. That has to be wrong. After all, I've always enjoyed a challenge. Ever since I was a kid, didn't I love playing against players stronger than me? Didn't knowing there was someone better than me excite me because it gave me an opportunity to improve? Let me, adjust myself. Yeah. I'm sure I felt like that in the past. Does that mean that at some point I lost that feeling? Yeah, it kind of does. Why was it that I stopped enjoying the feeling of a challenge? When was it that I started to give up before even trying? Losing losing hurts a lot less when you've already accepted defeat from the very beginning. I'm sure I must have thought of that a few times before. But if that's the case... Oh, hiya. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I noticed it a few times lately. Oh no! Like a bad omen that shook me to my core. The feeling of facing up to my own insecurity and weakness was so unpleasant that it made me want to forget it all. I've been ignoring it for a long time. But there were some people as of late that forced me to confront my own weakness. People who pushed me so far beyond my limits that my rational mind switched itself completely off and forced me to rely only on my instincts. My instincts. Instincts honed by over a decade of constant practice and dedication. When I needed them the most, they took over to help me deal with something that was threatening to overwhelm me. Come to think of it, didn't I get that feeling a couple times over the past few months? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. When was it that I felt that way? I think it was when I played against Yuya-kun during the prefecturals. I haven't had to work so hard for that win in so long. It felt like looking at a mirror to the past, and I didn't like how different I was from the reflection I saw. Could that have been the trigger? No, it wasn't just that. I've been aware of my failures for years already. I was just in denial. Every time I look at Aki, it was already like looking at myself in a mirror. Even if his style is completely different from mine, Aki has something that I've been lacking for a long time now. I've seen him laugh, cry, scream. All sorts of emotions were drawn out of him by his love for tennis. And I know that's because of me. Just like Dad did to me all those years in the past, I passed my love of tennis down to Aki as well. Aki is like me, a lot more than I care to admit. He's the me that I was before giving up, even despite all of our differences. Watching Aki play was always painful for me, but I still made sure to do so to support him like an older brother should. And every time I saw him playing, I saw him enjoy himself from the bottom of his heart even when he was losing. In fact, it seemed he would enjoy himself even more the closer he'd get to losing. Yuya-kun, he was the same. Lately, I've been faced with new challenges that have slowly caused my old enthusiasm to return. Or at least, that's what I told myself, but being forced to face up to my own weakness hurts. It hurts too much, it's ugly, and I don't want to accept it. It makes me feel pathetic. Being put face to face with it, I went on the defensive and shut down. But it really did feel like I was on the right track for a while. Was this what Coach meant when he said I was already beginning to realize it? I see what it is. I wonder why I didn't notice it sooner. It's such a stupid, simple thing. What I've been lacking, what I lost all those years ago. That pure-hearted pursuit of improvement over everything else. Since when did results matter? Wasn't the reason I played tennis in the first place because I wanted to get closer to my father? No, that's not quite right. That's how I got started, but that's not what drove me forward. I loved it. I loved improving. I loved giving my all against other people who shared that same passion as me. Passion. When was it that I lost my passion? Saya-chan, what she has that I don't. It's the fact that she never hesitates, isn't it? Saya-chan only sees challenges and defeat as a chance to improve. At some point, I really was the same. Wasn't that back when I first started being called a genius? If that's the case, what's a genius in the first place? People used to tell me that I was lucky to be born talented, that they never had a chance because they didn't have the same talent as me. A pretty lie, a convenient excuse, something to hide behind so they didn't have to face the frustration of defeat. If you never believe you can win, then it doesn't hurt as much when you do lose. I always hated it. It felt like everyone was dismissing the amount of effort I put into improving. If they hated losing so much, then why didn't they work harder too? That's what I did. I recognize it now. Talent truly is important. It's a thing that exists. I can't just shove my fingers in my ears, close my eyes, and pretend it doesn't. But I don't think that is what makes a genius. No. After seeing all these amazing people from up close, Aki, Saya, Shoichi, Yuya, Keisuke, Tanabe, Jun, people both old and new, to me, a true genius is someone who can continue to enjoy themselves from the bottom of their hearts even when they are being pushed far beyond their limits. Someone who doesn't back down in the face of a challenge. Because no matter what field they are competing in, be it sports, music, anything, that single-minded pursuit of improvement, all for the sake of competing on a higher level for a thrill. I used to be like that. I know I did. There was a point in time where I was the same as them. That passion that resists against all kinds of challenges, that makes you keep pushing forward just for the sake of seeing how far you can go. That's what separates me from Saya-chan, isn't it? That's what I lost. I want it back. When I open my eyes again, it suddenly feels as if my whole body has gotten so much lighter. Like a weight I didn't even know I was carrying for so long was suddenly lifted. I don't know if the answer I came to is the right one. I probably won't know for a long time. But maybe that's fine too. Maybe there is no one right answer. What matters is that this is the answer I decided on, and I want to try seeing it through. Oh, okay. That is what I lost. Just one last time. It's fine if I try it one last time, right? Facing Tanabe-kun all those times and coming up short each and every one of them. It was such a shock to my core. I couldn't understand how something like that had happened. The ego I built up after years of being hailed as #1, even though I never used to care for appearances like that. I got used to the constant praise, and when it was no longer there, that messed so badly with my sense of self that I broke down. It's not like it's a switch I can just flick on and off at a moment's choice. At a moment's notice. Even if I came to this realization, it's not like that's going to fix all my problems out of nowhere. When I faced Morisaki-senpai and when I faced Yuya-kun, both of those times gave me a tiny hint to what I was missing, but falling back on old patterns is all too easy, a trap that I'm guilty of getting snagged on many times, which just means I have to be more aware of it this time. And if I get lost again, I'll just be a little more aware of it next time. However many times it takes, I'll take it one step at a time. What I can do right now and what I'll be able to do in the future, those aren't the same thing. I have my limits right now. Of course, I can't suddenly become as good as I want to be. But just because I feel like it's too far off, that doesn't give me an excuse to give up now. If I never start working towards a goal, I'll never be able to reach it. The distance will never shorten. So I'll do everything that I can do for now. Hey, Coach? Yes? What should I focus on improving right now? Coach smiles widely at my words, looking down at me with eyes filled with pride. Are you ready to work hard for your next competition? There isn't much time left until then. I am, actually. It's been a while since I've looked forward to something this much. That's great! I'll watch your matches with Morisaki and Sasaki very closely. I'll use the information I'll gather from them to figure out what you need to work on before your next competition. And if you start slacking off again, I'll hit you over the head with a racket. That sounds good to me. Make sure to hit extra hard if that does happen, please. Boy, don't tempt me. I'll have one extra reason to stay motivated. Physical punishment is always the best of incentives. I don't think that's how it works. I do not think that's how it works. Oh God, my entire body hurts. I got so excited today that I ended up not pacing myself properly at all. I probably really overdid it. I need to learn to control myself a little bit better. Either do nothing or do way too much. That's called ADHD, my guy. I need an in-between. As I'm leaving the gym building on my way home, I see Shoichi leaning against the wall as soon as I stepped out. Oh my God. Yuichi got fucking humbled. Yuichi got fucking humbled. Like, damn. Ah, there you are. Hiya. Oh, don't worry. Yuichi just got his ass handed to him. Shoichi, what are you doing here? I was waiting for you to come out. What else does it seem like I'm doing? Okay, I'll rephrase. Why are you waiting for me out here? I wanted to see you. Isn't that a good enough reason? I shake my head, trying to resist the urge to laugh. I guess it is. I just wasn't expecting it. Well, I didn't get as much time with you as I was hoping for since you didn't come back before lunch ended, so I wanted to talk to you a bit more. We didn't speak much last week either. All I got was a bit of the weekend to spend with you. I was getting a bit lonely. Aren't you exaggerating? Maybe a little bit. Who cares anyway? Do you want to walk home with me? Sure, I'd love to. Okay, why don't you tell me how practice was on the way home? You seem awfully chipper right now. Oh geez, I don't even know where to start. There's kind of a lot. We have time. Right, alright, so, as soon as we got to the building today, Coach gathered us all together to give us a little bit of news. I relate the events of my day to Shoichi on our way back home. Although he doesn't talk much outside of offering some commentary on the things I tell him, he seems otherwise content to just hang back and listen to me talk. He seems particularly pleased when I tell him about the epiphany I had earlier today, agreeing emphatically with my thoughts on everything. I don't tell him about the scholarship offer, wanting some more time to think about it on my own before telling him. if only because I know how pushy he'd be about trying to get me to accept it if I did. Overall, though, Shoichi and I have a very pleasant walk back home before we eventually have to part ways. June 23rd, Friday. Ugh. This is probably the 10th site that I go to and the result is always the same. I suppose taking to the internet to try to prove myself right is not the best possible motivation to go research something. I start studying a little bit in the morning before finding a paper Katsuragi-sensei gave me with the information on the college that wanted to scout me. Why have I spent so much time researching a place I have no intention of going to? Your campus sure is pretty, though. God, what am I even doing here? Leaning back on my chair, I sigh while rubbing my eyes. It shouldn't be this hard to make a decision on this sort of thing. I thought for sure that I would throw this one in the trash like I do all offers. I thought I was just a little bit curious to see what the place is like. Next thing I know, I'm seriously considering it. This is a bad thing. A really bad thing. I can't let some weird offer coming out of left field at the last second ruin all of my careful planning. I had my mind made up over on what I'm supposed to do for years. Why is it only now that I'm starting to have doubts? Ah! I look at the corner of my desk, reaching over to pick up a random textbook on top of the pile I formed late last night. Since when I even bother studying this stuff? Seriously, what's happening to me? Gotta stop being this guy a long time ago. It's no wonder Saya has a field day mocking me all the time. I'm a total mess. I wonder if this is Shoichi's influence rubbing off on me. Maybe. Maybe he's been influencing me more than I thought. Would that really be a bad thing? Just thinking of how much he'd gloat if I let him now is already annoying. Safe to say I'm not opening that can of worms anytime soon. I thought of not telling him about the offer until my mind was more made up about it, but I've only been getting more and more unsure. For fuck's sake, why is it so hard to make a simple decision? It should be illegal to expect a guy my age to make such important decisions about my goddamn long-term future. I need to breathe more. I really need to stop picking fights with my brain all the time. This is getting ridiculous. All this thinking is giving me a stomachache. The sound of knocking fills the room out of nowhere, nearly making me jump out of my chair. Aniki, are you there? You're going to be late for class, you know. Is that alright with you? What? Late for class? How long have I... Holy crap, I've been here browsing this stuff for over an hour? Just a second! I lost track of time! Lost track of time? Hiya. Without asking for permission, Aki walks into my room, catching me just as I started putting my pants on. Seriously? You're not even dressed yet? What the hell have you been up to all morning? You woke up even before I did. Yeah, I was looking some stuff up and lost track of time. Aki looks at my computer, staring at the empty desktop screen with a blank look on his face. Oh god! Oh fuck! Damn! Were you looking at porn? What? No! Why would you even think that? I don't know. You lost track of time. Your computer only has your desktop open. First thing you did when I knocked was to rush to put your pants on. It fits. First, Shoichi gets his ass handed to him by Saya, and now he's getting humbled by his younger brother. How on earth do you even know all this stuff? Have you been looking at porn? I don't know you any answers. You're not our mother. What the? That's basically admitting it! Hiya. Aki steps closer to my desk, picking up a few books and looking around while I finished buttoning my jacket. Are you doing bad at school or something? I haven't seen you carrying this many books around since... I don't even know since when, actually. I feel a bit offended that you'd think that, but I get why you would. You're not? Nah, just felt like studying a bit. Couldn't hurt, you know. Huh. Been a while. What was that? It's nothing. Just hurry up and finish getting dressed. I was thinking we could leave together. Fucking Aki. Fucking Aki. Leave together? Why is that? Your school is twice as far from home as mine is. If you wait around until I'm ready, you'll be late. Aki shrugs, smiling dumbly at me, humming some kind of cheerful tune. That's fine, I'm never late, so I can afford to do it once or twice. Besides, it's been a while since we left the house together. I think it'd be nice. Oh, is this a way of saying you miss spending time with your Nichan here? Of course I can leave you behind if I feel like it. No, I was just kidding. You better have. You're a dork. No, I can't believe my little brother is growing up to be such a tsundere. Fuck. I reach forward with my hand, petting Aki's head and running my fingers through his fur for a bit. What are you doing? You're really cute, you know. Shut up! Just finish getting dressed or I'll leave you behind. I'll wait downstairs. Even though he just said he'd leave me, he immediately follows it up with saying he'll wait anyway. Aki just slays. He's over here. Just like... Were you looking at porn? Just dead ass. Not even giving a shit. He swats my hand away, walking out of my room in a huff, his face still bright red. You're not fooling anyone! Man, I wonder how such an honest kid turned into a tsundere like this. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just Aki slaying. Oh wait, I almost forgot about something important here. We're not done with that conversation, by the way. You better not be watching porn already. Bite me. Fuck. Just... Okay. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Famous last words. I think I'm good. What? Where the hell did you learn to talk like that? Don't you fucking curse at me, you shitty brat! I'm so glad I didn't say that out loud. Ah! Being a good influence is hard. There, I've got my shoes on. I just need to get my books back inside my bag and grab my valuables. I reach for the phone I keep on the nightstand. Still charging, just like I left it last night. Haha, fair. I thought you said you were trying to become a better student, though. I hate you. No, you don't. Anyway, gotta get back to what I was doing. Talk to you later. 18. What's your profanity? I take a quick glance. Hold the fuck up! That is adorable! I take a quick glance at my messages, wanting to see if Shoichi hasn't said anything to me since last night. He's not usually the type to chat much in the morning outside of a quick good morning either way, but I still catch myself hoping. It's kind of funny seeing him getting frustrated over this kind of stuff. He really is a workaholic. Aniki, I'll seriously leave without you if you keep taking forever. Aki shouts from downstairs, making me hurriedly shove my stuff into my pockets. Right, I'm coming! I rush down the stairs with my bag over my shoulder, coming face to face with an annoyed Aki tapping his foot by the front door. Jeez, what took you so long? And here I thought you... And here I took you seriously when you said you were making an effort to be a better student. I am. Today was just an off day. Get off my back. What's with the 4th degree here? I'm the older brother. Respect my authority. Okay, like, I read that before I actually read it out loud. Like, I read it in my head, and, like, the respect my authority. First thought that came to mind was Eric Cartman from South Park. Just, respect my authority. Let me play that. Just... Like, I gotta play it now. I have to play it now. Hang on. Ah, fuck. That is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, and I am going to just hit that, and, like, right here. Just this is what I imagined, like, first and foremost.
Now, the first thing to do in domestic disturbance calls like this one is to just calm everybody down. Respect my authority!
That is what came to mind. Just respect my authority. Respect my authority. Aki walks right out the door without a second word, leaving me to follow behind him and lock the door. The air outside feels amazing against my skin. Even if it's the dry summer breeze you'd expect from June, it still feels much better than being indoors with the air conditioning turned off. Why is there, like, no sound? Oh! No matter how much I beg and plead with Mom, she insists that the air be programmed to turn off automatically at 4 a.m. so the house will only be ambient temperature by the time we leave the house. She says there's no point leaving it running any longer, and that leaving while the room is still cold means that we let the air run too long. Never mind the fact that it gets super hot this time of year. Your fur is messy around your collar. Oh, is it? Just a second. I try to readjust, not having the benefit of a mirror or something of the sorts to help me. We'll just have to do my best to fix it blind. Did that work? Yep, looks much better. By the way, we leave the house, stepping into the neighborhood street on our way back to our school. On our way to our schools. The asphalt radiates really uncomfortable heat, making my eyes water for a bit once it hits me. Well, I just want to say this. I'm just gonna say this. As a younger brother myself, I have older brothers. I respect them. I respect my older brothers. That being said, man, I really should have left earlier in the morning. Yeah? How come you decided to leave with me today? Do I even need a reason for that? Not really, but you're not like me. You're not the type to just do things on a whim. You're definitely right about that. Aki giggles, covering his mouth with his left hand. His voice carries softly and sweetly through the air. He doesn't really laugh like this all that often anymore. So, what's the deal? There's no deal. I just noticed we haven't had much time to spend together lately. Aw, you have been missing me. Don't make me punch you. I'm way smaller, so I can aim somewhere that deals a lot of damage. That's uncalled for! Really? Sayani always told me that's where I should aim if I needed to punch someone bigger than me. Saya-chan, we really need to have a long conversation about the things you're teaching my brother lately. There you go again. Huh? There I do what again? You keep making that face all the time and you're thinking super hard about something. Haven't you noticed? No. How would I even notice something like that? I don't know. Pay more attention to yourself? I can't exactly see my own face at all times, you know. You've been acting really different lately. It's kind of weird, but it's also kind of nice. Different? How so? For starters, you've been studying a lot more. You also started waking up early, doing more chores around the house. Okay, I guess I have been a bit different. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's nice to see you acting like this again. Yeah, it's been a while. It's all Shoichi's fault anyway. He doesn't leave me alone unless I put putting the effort into things. He does know! And it also helps that I kind of want to impress him just a little bit. Actually, this is something else that's pretty different. You usually disagree with me right off the bat when I point this sort of thing out to you. Is this going to turn into a session of picking my bad habits apart? Nah, that'll take way too long. Not that bad! Maybe. You seem to think I'm some kind of horrible student. That's because you are. Oh yeah, if I'm so terrible, then how come I got a full-ride scholarship offer for college? It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up. Wait! Shit! You got a scholarship offer? No? You just said you did. Maybe I meant it in the figurative sense. I can still punch you like Sayani taught me. Get off my back! I don't know what to do about this, okay? So you really did get one? How come you didn't say anything? Because I still don't know what I want to do about it myself. Why not bring it up with Mom? She could help. Ugh, that study freak. She's even worse than Shoichi is. She'd pressure me into accepting without hearing anything I have to say. And that's a bad thing? What's wrong with getting more education? Why would I need it? Are we really sure you're my real older brother? I think I have more in common than Shoichi than I do with you. I'm not even going to say anything. Just no. Aw, come on. You gotta admit it's true. I'm your older brother and I won't hear any disagreements. I'm just joking. You don't have to get so upset. Looks like I have to watch out for Shoichi trying to steal my little bro now. Just try me. Aniki, you're making a really scary face. This is just the face I was born with. No, it's not. You don't usually look that scary. Fine. How about this? Now you just look like you're constant. Fuck. Now you just look like you're constipated. Fucking. No swearing. Ugh, fine. You're such a child. And now you're pouting? I'm not pouting. Oh god. I'm not pouting. Right. Well, as fun as it is to tease you, there's something else I've been meaning to ask. Oh, do you have another awkward question to unload on me? No, why would you even assume that? That's the track record we have so far. I just wanted to know how you've been doing with practice. You never really tell me anything, and with the next competition being so soon. Oh, right. Of course you'd be wondering about that. I'm confident. Really? Aniki, you're just like forced Yuichi.exe to restart. Don't act so surprised. I mean, I haven't heard you say that in a while. What gives? I just broke through a barrier, I guess. What does that mean? You'll have to wait and see. Now that's a good look on your face. Way better than that cocky grin you have all the time. Cat got your tongue? No, I just didn't expect this. But if you're this confident, then I can't wait to see you play again. Aww. It's times like these that keep you in the running for cutest little brother in the world. And no one better even dare try to convince me otherwise. Hi, welcome back. What about you? Has there been any progress on your end? Did we really have to get to that? It feels like the natural way to progress the conversation. Why? Is there something wrong? Not really. I kind of feel like I've hit a wall. Oh, are you starting to lose motivation? Are you losing motivation to practice? No, not even a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I still love tennis. There's nothing in the world that I have more fun doing. I just wish I were making a little more progress. I wouldn't mind winning more often either. Maybe you need a little change of scenery? Should we transfer you to a different club? No! I'm not even the best player in my club yet. And that's a problem? Of course it is! If I transfer away when I haven't even managed to reach the top of that ladder, it'll just look like I ran away. Why would you even care about that stuff? Wouldn't you? Maybe a little. Probably would have cared a lot more a few years ago. Nowadays, not so much. Everything used to feel a lot more urgent a few years ago. Like it was always do or die. I suppose it's a good thing that I mellowed out. Or at least I hope so. At least I'm sure it's the case for my mental health. You know, you've changed a lot over the years. I did? What do you mean? Guess you've become mature? Or at least a lot more than you were. I still remember you when you were little, or littler. The way you'd cling to me all the time, or how you'd pout and throw a tantrum when you didn't get your way. Please don't remind me of that. It's embarrassing to even think about. What? But I liked it! You were so cute back then! Besides, with a hopeless older brother like you around, I had no choice but to mature fast. Hopeless? That's not true. I'm a really good older brother. I mean, I guess it is true, but I'd still rather you not say it. It's okay. I still have I still love you a lot, though. Love you, too. I'm really glad I have you around, though I'll never go as far as to say that. And I guess we've both been through a lot over the years with Dad gone and Mom working all the time. I shouldn't be surprised that you did a lot of maturing over it. Sorry, Aki. I tried to shield you from the worst of it, but I might not have done too good a job at that. I hope you can forgive this hopeless older brother of yours. Getting near the school gate, more and more students started appearing up on the roads. All of their different paths converging here. Your school is a lot closer by than I remember. I told you! Then why did I have to enroll in one that's so far? Because it's the best middle school in the city and Mom insisted. Right. I don't remember you having to do that, though. I studied in the same school as you, you know. Besides, Minamikawa is still top 3. Maybe. You could have gone to Kamotech or Shishizaki Higashi. And wear the stuffy red blazers? No thanks. Besides, my friends went to Minamikawa. I wasn't going to be the only to go somewhere else. Oh no! Fair. Plus, those two don't even have a tennis program to speak of. True. Minamikawa was always a pretty strong school in that regard, what with Morisaki-senpai and Sasaki-san being both alumnus. I have to get going now, though. Sure, safe travel. Travel safe, I wave Aki goodbye, walking past the gate and heading inside. As soon as I turned around, I hear the sound of jogging. For someone who said there was no problem with being late today, he sure broke into a mad dash now. All things considered, you turned out really well raised. I wonder who I should thank for that. I really hope my future kids will be as well behaved as Aki, at least. I certainly wouldn't want them to turn out like me. Oh, wait. Right. I've never thought of this before. I always pictured myself having kids at some point in the future, but now? How's that supposed to even work? I mean, I like kids, and I always enjoyed taking care of Aki. Can't really imagine myself not being a father at some point, but is that even possible now? Would Shoichi and I have to adopt? Is that allowed for couples like us? No! Stop it! We've only been dating for about a month. It's way too soon to be thinking of something like that. I don't even know where things are going to go with us. And I kind of like not knowing. We're having fun together, getting to know each other better in that kind of way. Even if he's a bit too pushy. Definitely a bit more physical than I was ready for. Oh, that's right. Sho is pregnant. Wait, he is? Even then, it's not like I've been thinking about what will happen to us in the future. Yuichi-san? Oh, morning. What are you doing spacing out by the door? You already answered your question there. Don't you think there are better places to be spacing out at? Because people choose where to space out? Why not? Doesn't seem too hard. June. Please, just... Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you for real? June, please never change. Please never change. Yeah, good morning to you too, June. Wait, didn't we already greet each other? This is exactly why I'm excited to go through June's route. This is exactly why I'm excited to. Like, it just... Please never change, June. Never change. Let's just go inside the building instead of standing around by the door. Oh, sure. See, I am like 99% sure that June was not born. He just sort of popped into existence. Like, the group just needed even balancing out, and June exists for that sole reason. Like they needed a comic relief, and June happens to fit the bill. So he just sort of materialized out of nowhere. Like he just... Ooh, materialized out of nowhere, and now he's in the friend group, and he is the comic relief. Just... I feel like if he was able to, June would be breakdancing right now. I don't know why, but I see him breakdancing. Also, what the fuck was that? Oh, okay. June and I walk into the building, passing by the masses of students arriving just a few minutes before classes. Material girl! At least he no longer freaks out about the amount of people we have here in this school. That's good progress. By the way, weren't you making an effort to be more punctual? Or have you been here this entire time standing by the door? Of course not. Why would I come to school early just to stand by the door? Maybe you wanted to know what it's like to be a doorman? Or you wanted to count how many students go by in an hour? Oh, I know. Maybe you wanted to... When I asked the question, I wasn't inviting you to guess and come up with reasons. Ah! Sorry. Shoichi, never snap at June. Sorry, Yuichi. Yuichi, never snap at June. You will fucking die. Of all the things to get carried away by... Sorry. Stop apologizing so much. Right. Sorry. like, they weren't even doing that. Like, his parents got married to each other, and then, like, June just sort of popped out of the womb, just sort of popped out of nowhere, playing Rush E. His entire character is just Rush E. That is June's entire... It's... No. What's that one song? There's this one song. That one song, that goes to... That is June's entire character, and I love it. Actually, let me pull it up. Just June's entire character. Okay. Like, this song is literally June's entire character. I think I might have found it. Let me head to the settings and I'll turn off the music. Like, just ba 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 ba. Like, I think this is the song. Fuck, it's not available anymore. Shit. Okay, Actually, I think I have it on my computer. I think I have it on my laptop. I genuinely think I have it already on my laptop, because I used it for something. Yeah, I used it for something. I just need to find it first. No, there's just this one song, and I can't find it, and it saddens me. Like, where is it? Oh my god, I can't find it. I can't find it, and it saddens me. Like, I'm sad now. Where is it? That's... Why the fuck do I have a Cocomelon song on here? Oh, right. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found the file. Woo! That is literally June's entire character. Just that. That is literally his entire character. And I love it. I'm heading to class. But wait, you haven't even told me why you were late. It's not a big deal. I decided to review some of my notes before I got ready for class and lost track of time. Really? Yeah, that's not the kind of reaction I was expecting. Yeah, really? What's so bad about that? I'm the only slacker in the group. I mean, come on. You were late to class because you were studying? Yes, I need to make... Yes. Yes. Just... What? Where did that come from? What? Are you telling me you only liked hanging around me so much was because I didn't drag you to study like the others would? Who knows? That might be it. June giggles, his tail slowly swishing back and forth behind him. I'm going to class. Oh, I'm going with you. The hell you are! You can go alone for all I care. That'll teach you to be a smartass. Hang on. I didn't mean it like that. I quickly spin around on my heels, walking at a brisk pace, leaving the tiger hurrying to catch up to me. I definitely have a satisfied smile on my face as I do. No one can take that away from me. A few hours later... Despite the previous setback with my nearly being late to class, I made sure to watch all my classes intently and take notes as thoroughly as I can. When I first started this up again, I was already exhausted and with a headache by now, but it's been getting easier with every single day I go through it. It's actually pretty satisfying to notice that. And speaking of something else that's satisfying, could you please stop pouting? I'm not pouting, I'm sighing. There's a difference. Both are annoying. Cut it out. Ever since Keikun's birthday party, Saichan started going to his classroom every day to drag him over so he'd have lunch with us. He always looks so awkward through it too, looking around uncomfortably like he expects someone to jump out and judge him for being somewhere he's not supposed to go. It's pretty cute. How many times do I have to tell you that it's not a big deal? Shoichi and I don't belong in this class either, but here we are! That's different. You two are seniors. You actually belong on this floor. There's no such thing as a floor that only one grade is allowed to go to. Sure there is. Says who? The writing on the doors that says third year. Or, well, it actually says 3A, 3B, and so on, but that's not the case. Dude, you have got to chill out. Keisuke-san, I didn't know you were so self-conscious. You're usually pretty confident. I'm confident about the things I know are right. If I'm doing something that's clearly wrong, then of course I'll be self-conscious. I'm sorry if my discomfort bothers you. Oh, it doesn't bother me at all. It's actually pretty cute. What? Huh? Unfortunately, Keisuke.exe has stopped working. If the issue persists, please contact Basket. Excuse me, Urushihara. I think I saw your self-respect get left behind somewhere around that corner. Buzz off. Bzz. Bzz. I hate you. Okay, guys, this is cruel. Let's change the subject before he has a meltdown. Thank you! You're welcome. Since we're changing subjects anyway, how about we catch up? What have you guys been up to lately? Do you have any plans for the weekend or something like that? Ugh. Don't remind me. What's wrong? Did something happen? Yeah, you didn't tell me anything either. What's up? It's my dad. It always is, isn't it? I swear, I'm really starting to get bitter about Takahiko-san. Uh-oh. I've been the one to say a variation of those words myself quite a few times. What happened? He's decided that, to further my professional training, he'd start giving me spreadsheets and other documents from his own workplace so I could work on them. What? How does he even do that? That must violate a ton of confidentiality rules. They're non-critical information. Plus, since I'm an adult, he has me registered as a third-party commissioned freelancer. That's terrible! He's taking advantage of you. As annoying as this whole thing is, he's not. Not really, at least. He's forcing you to do his work for him. How's that not taking advantage of you? I'm getting paid for it. Like, that's Are the rates any good? Keikun! Ow, 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 stop pinching me! If it makes you feel any better, I was thinking the same thing, Keisuke-san. Yeah, it's a pretty good payment. He's actually paying me more per hour than he gets even. Whoa, isn't that, like, a lot of money? That's awesome! Someone just changed their mind awfully quickly. Great. This means I was pinched into submission for nothing. Oh no! That's terrible! Nice try. Isn't that a bit weird? How can you be making more money than your dad? So like I'm pulling a salary. I make more than him per hour, but I only get given about 2 or 3 hours of work to do every day. He actually gave me this big lesson about being fiscally responsible and told me that when it comes to freelancing, it's important to understand that freelancers sacrifice a stable job and income, but they receive more per hour in general. Apparently for most jobs like these, the pay you get an hour isn't really all that great considering the type of work you do. It's not unusual for good freelancers to earn 2 or 4 times more for the same work. He's not wrong, actually. It's pretty impressive that he'd go that far to teach you that kind of lesson, too. He told me I should always value my work and never take less than what I am worth. That's kind of a really nice lesson. I agree. This kind of thing is very good to learn for anyone that plans to enter the workforce. Very few people actually think about that when establishing their own rates. Plus, you'll be able to put the time you're doing right now in your curriculum down the line. I don't know. He could give me the lesson without making me do work for him. It's not like I had a choice to turn it down. Then again, he did say I wouldn't be doing it anymore if my grades started to suffer. Money's kinda nice, though. Oh, in that case, it should be easy. Just get bad grades on purpose so you won't have to do it anymore. Are you mad? He would ream my ass for that. Oh. He's a very strict and competent instructor. I'll give him that. At least the pay is good. I guess. Might be able to buy something nice next time I go out on a date. Go! A date? You've been dating? That's news. Just, that is the face he knows he just fucked up. I mean, if I get a date. Didn't sound like that's what you. So what about you guys? What's this with you all? You big idiot! Jun-kun wiggles in his seat, stifling a laugh before straightening his face again. I don't know if it counts as news. I've been working on my college application. College application? That's surprisingly down to earth. It's something I need to think of. The reason I got back into competing was so I could have a better chance of joining my choice school. Sure, I could apply with just my original compositions and my competitions from 7 years ago in my academic curriculum, but that place is notoriously hard to get into. I doubt it would be enough. What kind of school are you trying to get into that's not enough for acceptance? The Cologne University of Music. What? What's wrong, K-kun? Is that someplace really impressive or something? I've never heard of it. Seriously, how uncultured can you guys get? The Cologne University of Music is one of the finest educational institutions pertaining to music in the whole world. Whoa, really? So it's like Harvard or something? Harvard wishes. I don't mean to be a downer, but please tell me you have other options. Of course I do. I'm not a moron. Thank God. What are they? Berlin's Hans Eisler Academy of Music and Juilliard. Huh? I'm guessing from the reaction that all of these are impressive. Why are all of your options good enough to be first choice dream schools for musicians? Do you not understand the concept of a safety option? Why are you getting mad at me? Damn, I didn't know you had such ambitious dreams. Right? I never would have guessed from how much you tend to slack off in school. I'm trying my best, okay? Oh man, I really need time to breathe. This was way too much. Sorry for losing it on you. It's okay, I get it. I know I'm aiming pretty high. Do you think you can really get in? I know your grades aren't exactly the best. Jun sputters, his tail shooting up behind him. Well, I'm kind of hoping that my musical achievements are enough to make up for that. For your sake, I really hope that's the case. Come on, ease up a bit. You can't really blame him. If you have big plans when it comes to college, why shouldn't you go to some place like that? I know that, but everyone should at least be realistic about their odds. These schools all receive dozens of thousands of applicants for just a handful of openings. Especially if you want to get a scholarship with them. Having a safety school is a must. My dad doesn't really agree with you on that. I'm afraid of asking, but what does that even mean? No, just that he makes me study a lot through past college exams for the universities I'm supposed to apply to. Supposed? It's not like I'm the one who picked them. He came up with a list of universities I should pick all by himself. And since most colleges publicize their past exams for applicants to study by them, I've been using the ones from the past 7 years extensively. He would go over them and grade me using the answers. Then go over them and grade me using the answer sheets. Yeesh, that hits way too close to home. I don't like that. What about you, Rushihara? Any news? I'm focusing on trying to compose a new song for the band for the most part. Trying to meet their expectations while keeping up with my own studies and training for the company is also a pain in the ass. My father ascribes to a similar philosophy as yours. Really? So you know what it's like? Yep. The only difference is that I never got paid for the work I've been made to do for the company, since he says I'll eventually own the company anyway. I'm sure that's just an excuse so he can have free labor. How can he be such a Scrooge when he makes so much money I'll never get? You say that, but your allowance would easily put most working adults in the world to shame. Yeah, right, about that. What about it? Nothing, it's not important. Just a nitpick. Really? It sounded important. Not really, I was just going to remark that you can't really trust anyone with this kind of corporate environment. A lot of people will do whatever it takes to social climb. Watch your back, Yurata. Holy crap, but that's not ominous at all. Because that's not ominous at all. Yeah, where did that come from? I'm just looking out for a friend is all. What's wrong? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden? It's nothing, don't worry about it. Did I kill the conversation? No one dares speak up in disagreement. Sorry, I really didn't mean to. It's fine, this kind of thing happens. Yeah, you were just updating us on what's new in your life. I'm the one who's sorry. And I asked. Thankfully, the awkward mood doesn't seem to last all that long. Jun-kun quickly changes the subject to something else, and soon we're whisked away into a conversation about something completely unrelated. That seems to be the case more often than not whenever the tiger is involved. Still, I can't shake off this awkward feeling I have now. Hearing them talk about college plans like that, even Jun is thinking seriously about his future. Sai-chan might not have college plans, but she's already figured out everything she wants to do. Me, on the other hand, I've been coasting by and using my career as an excuse to not have to think about it. When I look at it like that, it becomes pretty clear that I'm the outlier in the group. And now that I'm aware of it, it just starts bothering me more and more. Maybe I'll try asking Saya-chan about it before practice. I don't know what to make of the offer I got, but maybe she'll know something. If anything, I can at least ask if she's gotten a few offers like that herself. This is why we love you, June! Just, come on in for a hug. Come on. Like the wise words of that one song. Hug me, bring it in. Woo! Would you loosen up, would ya? What do you think, Yuichi-san? Huh? Me? Sorry, what were we talking about? What, you weren't paying attention? That's a bit rude. Sorry, I was thinking some stuff over and spaced out. You always do that. When you really shouldn't be acting so surprised about it, should you? Okay, so Mizuguchi-san was asking us about the rest of lunch break carries on as usual. With rapid-fire conversation that only pauses every now and then while someone chews on their food. And soon enough, that too also comes to an end. A few hours later... Yeah. Fuck me. It's always the lovable ones in the visual novel that hit the hardest. Like, fucking, who you call it? Like, Alexios in Act 1 of Ad Astra. He was so lovable, and then he turned out to be a little prick, and now we have to deal with him being a... And he, like, yeah, spoilers for Ad Astra. If you haven't played it, then, what the fuck are you doing? Go play it. How haven't you played it? Or just watch my playthrough of it. That's an option. Anyways, but, like, Alexios was such a... He was so nice in the beginning, and then turns out he was a little bitchy prick, a little pricky bitch. And I just wanna squeeze his eyeballs out of his socket. Anyways, we're gonna leave off here tonight. Right? It's so good. The Caps' art is so good. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night. Oh, shit. And I'll see you all tomorrow.